Okay guys, today we're going to talk about soil. Um, all you need to copy is anything that is in red. Where's my mouse? There it is. Okay, soil is formed when rocks are continuously broken down by weathering. This is extremely important for most living organisms. Plants need the minerals and water that's in the soil, and animals are going to either eat the plants that are actually growing, they're going to eat the animals that are eating the plants, or they're going to eat the plants and animals like an omnivore. Okay, there's several steps you need to take in order to get to soil. First of all, your bedrock, this first picture, needs to be weathered down by rain, water, things like that, creating the rock fragments. Picture number 2 shows your rock fragments, has some pore spaces in there that allow for small plants to grow. Picture number 3, there we go, is showing some plants that are living in there, and over time, plants will drop their leaves, and the decaying matter mixes with the rock fragments to make something called a subsoil. And if you see in picture number 3, you can actually definitely see some dirt that's growing. Over time, picture number 4 is showing the organic matter, humus, is building up, leaving rich dark soil at the surface, which allows for a lot of plant growth. There are 3 main types of soil: residual soil, which remains on top of its parent rock and has a similar chemical composition to that parent rock; transported soil, which has been moved from its origin. Soil can be moved by wind, water, glaciers, even waves can move it. And when it's transported and laid down somewhere different, it will have a different characteristic than the rock underneath it. The last type of soil is humus. This is when you have your decayed material, which can be plants and animals that have even died, bugs, things like that. Okay, it builds up and it's important for the growth of plants. Humus is that really dark, um, rich soil that you see on like farms, or if your parents garden, you can buy humus and add it to the garden. Um, let's see, humus is really important because it is filled with nutrients. Let's see, soil contains a weathered rock and organic material, humus. Those are the 2 main ingredients. The weathered rock particles make up about 80% of the soil. Mixed in with that 80% of rock particles and mixed in with the humus, the organic material, are clay and quartz. And finally, there are nitrates, which hopefully you remember from life science last year. Nitrates are like potassium, phosphorus, and nitrogen, and they're vital for plant growth. The texture of soil can change because of weathering that happens to it. Okay, now with what it says here, weathering affects the composition of the soil and the texture of the soil. The size of the grains is the texture. So you can have gravel in your soil, which is the largest. They can be from 2 to 64 millimeters in diameter. Next, you have sand, which is less than 2 millimeters. Silt, which is 1/16th of a millimeter, and clay, which is less than 256 of a millimeter. It's the smallest. And you need to know gravel, sand, silt, and clay in order. And it kind of shows you over here on the soil chart. You have, this doesn't even show gravel, but it has sand, silt, and clay. If there was gravel, it would be bigger than these coarse sand pieces, and it would be at the bottom. Okay, a fancy name for layers of soil are soil horizons. And if you were to take a cross section of that soil horizon, or all of the layers, you would get something called a soil profile. Okay, soil that has 3 layers is mature. That means it just takes thousands of years and the right conditions to make it have that many layers. Factors that affect your maturity of your soil are the surface features. So is it like a sandy surface? Is it mountainous? Is it like plains like the Midwest? The amount of time the soil has been allowed to build up, the climate type, and the type of material that's there, or I'm sorry, and the type of soil that it was originally anyway, the residual or the transported. Soil that has 2 layers or less is called immature. Okay, you have a choice with this one. You can write what's in red, or you can draw what's over here, sticking with the A, B, and C. We don't care about the O, the E, or the R. Okay, soil horizon A is at the top. This is your uppermost layer. It's dark colored. This is where living creatures live, like your worms and your mice scamper on top of it. You have your humus here. Humus is also known as topsoil. This is where the nutrients are in the soil, so it's very fertile. Soil horizon B, which is right here in the drawing, has leached out minerals. So as water has gone through up here, minerals have leached down to soil horizon B. It's called subsoil. It has clay, it has a little bit of humus, and it forms really slowly. Soil horizon C is right here, these big chunks of rock. This is called partly weathered rock. And this extends down at the very bottom, the unweathered parent rock. Sometimes that's known as bedrock. And this bedrock has a similar composition, or I'm sorry, the parent rock, what am I saying? Yeah, the composition of soil horizon C has a composition similar to the bedrock down here. And that is it. Have a good night.